Hi, so I wanted to make a quick video this week about choosing the right college course. This seems to be a particularly big challenge for a lot of people going into college. So I thought if I could share a couple of tips with you, it might help you out. Um, and the reason being is I was on Twitter this week and I saw campus.ie had put up a post stating some research from University College Dublin and the National Forum for Enhancement of Training and Learning. And apparently, according to researchers from those organisations, 51% of students who left their course left it because it was the wrong choice, not because of personal reasons, financial reasons, or any other reasons, just because they simply made the wrong choice. So, how can we avoid this problem in the future? So, here are a couple of tips. So, if you want to do a course and you're not quite sure what to choose or what to do, or if you think you have a course that you are interested in, but you need to find out a little bit more information, how about speaking to people who have already done the course? That's one really simple tip. Or speaking to people who are currently in the course. Another very simple tip. Now, the other thing I would say is a lot of the courses, if they've got big lecture theatres or big classrooms, sometimes it's possible to actually drop into the lectures themselves and to not necessarily to participate, but to at least view them or get a feel for them. Now, okay, not everyone's going to have the courage to do that, not everyone is going to have the opportunity or the time to do that. But the other thing we can do is we can go onto free websites like, say, Coursera.com or edX.org and check out the free courses that are there. So these courses are online, they're distance learning courses, they're much shorter than a 4-year course. They could only be 6 weeks or 8 weeks. And so say, for example, you're interested in business or you're interested in humanities or arts. You can take a free 6-week course or free 8-week course online with one of these two websites and get a feel for what you'll be learning on the university course if you go in. Now, I know you might not necessarily want to do an online course for 6 weeks or 8 weeks, but at the same time, if you found that you didn't like that course, at least you could save yourself 4 years or 6 years in university. So it's a good time trade-off in my book. Now, the other thing you can do is get in contact with one of the lecturers on your course. So actually, this is what I did when I was in university. I really wanted to study Japanese and business. Now, I had a very good idea of business because I studied in school, but I wanted to study Japanese, but I didn't know anything about it. So I went to my lecturer in DCU and I said, would it be okay if I asked you some questions? And she invited me to come in and she spent an hour with me. Now, not everyone will be so lucky, but if you don't ask, you don't receive. So talk to some of the lecturers. A really good way to do this is if you're at the open day and you can just pop up to them after the presentation that they make and ask them some more questions. Now, I think it's always good to be very pragmatic because some people, they do a course because they want to get a particular job. So the first thing we need to do is we need to find out, if you finish this course, what job can you get? Or do you really need to do this course to get that job? So if we go and we talk to somebody who's already in the job that you want, can we find out what course they did? So did they do the course that you want to do? Or did they do another course? Or did they do a combination of courses? So let's find that out first. And also, the other thing is that people want to know the availability of jobs that are out there, assuming that they do the course. Well, why wait 4 years? Why not check that out now? Is there anything to stop you going online and looking at the various job websites to see what's available now, or calling up some of the companies and seeing what's available now? Would it be worth spending a couple of hours doing that research as opposed to going into a 4-year course and just hoping and praying that when you come out on the other side there's going to be some good job availability there? The other thing I would say is, if you can get some guidance from a friend or family member or a professional, if you're really unsure, they might be able to open your eyes and let you see some different options, or they might be able to make some good suggestions that would help you out. But I suppose it's really key that you know what you're doing before you get into it, and I would do as much research as possible to make sure that those 4 years are going to be spent well, because it's awful to have the regret that you wasted that opportunity, that you have to skip a year or go back and look for another course or go into a job and then start the whole process again. We want to get this as right as possible from the start. And I suppose the last tip I'd have for you is a lot of the courses, I know DCU do for sure, but a lot of the courses have reading lists available online. So if you click into the course and you click into the prospectus, you can see some of the books that you'd be expected to read on the course. So look, you're going to be expected to read these books anyway. I think there's a lot to be said for sitting down for 2 or 3 hours one morning or afternoon and going through the book and seeing, are you actually interested in the subject matter of that book? Because I find a lot of people are happy to watch videos, they're happy to watch documentaries, and they're happy to sit in lectures. But when you actually have to sit down and really engage in a book, it's a little bit more effort. And because it's more effort, it is a really good gauge of your interest in that subject matter. If you have any questions about this video or what I've mentioned here, please feel free to drop me a line and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.